Welcome back, folks. It is 5:10 on this wonderful Thursday evening. Let's jump right into the forecast right now as we take a look outside at America's Mattress Live Tower Cam. We do have these beautiful blue skies, and that's going to continue with us into the rest of these evening hours. And as that sun sets, we're going to have a bright moon this evening. It is Harvest Moon, the last one of 2023. Now, these weather headlines are going to show us that we've got temperatures 5 to 15 degrees above those seasonal averages, and that upper level low is still moving on in from the Pacific Northwest, soon to turn into a closed low over the Great Basin and give us some unsettled weather. Now, those wind speeds are going to vary for us here along the western slope from 20 to maybe even 30 miles an hour in some regions. So definitely a little bit more on that unsettled side of things. And with that in mind, with the sunshine in mind, we do have a drought going on as we look around Montrose towards that Four Corners region and again over Alamo. So we are in that severe drought, and in those surrounding regions in that beige, that tan color, we're just in that moderate drought, and those surrounding areas are just feeling dry on the ground. And with all of those, weather elements combined, we do have a red flag warning, a fire weather warning active in Mesa County, and that's going to continue with us at least until Friday at 8 p.m. And I said it all week this week, I'm going to say it again, some wildfire safety tips. Don't leave those campfires unattended, adhere to those burn bans and those warnings, properly discard of those cigarettes, keep vehicles and power tools off that dry vegetation, and of course obey orders from local law officials. Now, I did mention that Pacific Northwest low that's been moving in essentially all week this week, and as it moves on in, we're going to notice it's stretching a little bit more southward towards that southern Nevada and that southern California border. So as that rotates, it's going to bring in some of those heavier wind speeds. And even as we look a little bit north of us, we've got this upper level system bringing a lot of rain to those northern plains. So not much moisture for us, but that northeast corner of Colorado could be receiving some showers, and we're again just receiving a little bit of those higher wind speeds. Right now, still on that warmer side of things, feeling 84 in Grand Junction, 86 in Delta, 85 in Moab, and 81 in Montrose, those higher elevation regions, in those 70s and those low 80s. And from earlier this afternoon, we were actually pushing just about 10 degrees above those seasonal averages at 86 instead of that typical 76. That low end of things from last night, just 3 degrees above that seasonal average of 47. And I did mention, again, those wind speeds are on that heavier side of things currently. In some areas like Delta, we're in those 20s, and same in Rifle. But from the last 12 hours, 21 miles an hour in Grand Junction, 28 in Moab, up to 30 miles an hour in Delta from earlier today as well. And tonight, we are going to be feeling on that cooler side of things, low 50s and upper 40s for Montrose. And I did mention that harvest moon. So that actually does come a couple times a year, but this one is an abundance of moonlight during the early evening hours, and that's usually traditional to farmers to harvest their summer crops. That peak moon, that peak light is actually going to happen just around 3:58 a.m. Mountain Time, and the extended forecast will show us lots and lots of sunshine, at least until Sunday, when we're actually going to feel some of those fall temperatures down in those 70s and even those 60s come Tuesday. Montrose, of course, just a few degrees cooler, with those 60s hanging out with us for the long run.